This is your daily market review for Monday, July 14th, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, the daily market review for Monday, July 14th, 2025. Hopefully you're doing well. Interesting day. Again, as we talked about the taco trade, meaning that ultimately, they push tariff ideas, and they push the deadlines back, then they push back and the negotiation starts. And long story short, as we talked about with options expiration, June, I don't think the market really pulls back until we get some choppy options expiration action at worst. But again, OPEX is possible, or it could be later in the month. Because again, is anyone going to really move big until Powell speaks on July 30th? And the biggest thing going on right now is, could he be replaced? And if he gets replaced, is that priced in? Will the market like it? Again, ultimately, I think people waste a lot of mind energy on the actual process of it. And ultimately, it's like, if he removes Powell and puts someone in more dovish, because again, Europe's cut 9 times already. I'm pretty sure China's done more than 9 cuts already since their pausing of rate hikes. That's all that matters. Do what the market's going to do. If you want to analyze Trump's personality and who he is and his thought process about him as a person, it's kind of just a waste of time, right? It's just it'll consume your mind versus what's the reality here. If he does do that, will the market like it? That's all you really need to think about. So again, if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. Link in the description below. I'd love to hang out, connect if you want. Use the Calendly link. Let's connect, see what I can help you with. Are you looking for help in trading, understanding the markets? Again, this is a channel for education. That's what we're here to do, educate so that you can ultimately become empowered in how you handle the markets, how you handle your investing. So again, always here to help. If you'd like to chat, again, use the link. Also doing coaching, mindset, trading, all that stuff. Again, my strength is really in trading, but I do appreciate the communication relationship stuff. I learned a lot over that in the last couple of years. Again, I believe what we do is ultimately big, right? The reflection of how you feel about yourself is going to ultimately it's ultimately going to provide everything in your life, right? If you feel certain things are not worthy, or feel frustrated, you feel angry, again, the world is reflecting back to you a lesson to be learned, something to do differently, or ultimately surrender potentially. So again, lasting change doesn't come from just the perceived understanding of emotions. It's actually doing something, learning from them, mastering them. That's what makes the world turn ultimately and better. Again, as we talk about, trading isn't hard. It's the execution. It's the mind part of it. So again, love to help out. Again, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, you don't hit me up, man, you're missing out. You get 2 agents for the price of 1. That's what we do. We help out. Again, that's another part of the business. Again, I love being involved in that. Put you in touch with a great agent and be there every step of the way. Whatever questions you have, here to help. So again, let's get into it. Also follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on whatever platform, posting on Twitter. And also, again, if you want updates on YouTube, again, live market chats, education, all sorts of fun stuff. But just be aware. Again, I have videos on everything. 52 videos on education, options expiration, aka CHOPEX. So let me know how I can help. Appreciate, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Again, leave a comment below. I again love feedback, even if it's bad. If you're like, hey, I'd like this to be different, cool. I appreciate it. If you want to hit the thanks button, that's cool. Check out the website as well, posting ideas, thoughts, the videos, recommended reading, keeping it simple. All right, fear and greed index. It's still at 76, if I remember right. It was at 76 this morning. As I've said, just like at extreme fear, the market at extreme fear doesn't necessarily mean the market has to dump. Just like extreme greed, it just says to you, you have to be on the red alert for a risk reward, right? Meaning, if you had up trades, I would be a little more cautious to pull the trigger on either, again, depending on what sector it is, harvesting some gains, hedging with covered calls, or again, if you want to go short, there's going to be certain things that's short. Again, the risk reward, extreme greed is that, again, we could go higher. Don't sit here and go, well, I mean, if you guys were around, extreme fear hit, I think 2. I haven't seen 2. Well, could we get to 98? That's always possible. So again, be careful out there. Again, it's more of a risk reward game. It's a variable game. And this trading is a game of managing probabilities. It's not looking for certainties. And again, if you're looking for certainty and you're following someone who's selling certainty, you got to run. That's a crock of shit. So we know the next Fed meeting, there's nothing expected. But again, it's what Powell's going to say and what potentially could be coming. Bitcoin finally got the breakout. Didn't have the volume. But as we talked about in the weekend recap and previously, if it breaks out, it breaks out. You want to see it with volume to confirm it. What this says to me is that you got to be careful. I would not be surprised if it came back and retested the breakout as well. When the volume is light, it's always possible. Again, if you've owned Bitcoin and you've been trading around it and you want to hold the long, again, set your stop at, I don't know, whatever, if you bought up here. But again, I mean, the hardest thing is to not trust the price action when you don't have the volume. I prefer volume to confirm moves. It doesn't mean it, again, in a probability-based game, do you always have to have volume? No. You don't always have to, but it just helps reconfirm it better. Oil, as we talked about, we like oil. It seems to be chopping around. Sorry, these aren't refreshed. Eat fresh, refresh. Oil today was down, I mean, pretty solidly. Hold on, I apologize. I hate when this happens, especially when you're doing a live chat. Let's see if it'll give it a second. Okay, we know oil, Bitcoin. Again, I'll just look at the USO. We know oil pulled back. We know natural gas, again, was up slightly today. Again, I apologize. The charts, we'll go through all of them later on too. Again, I like to just look at this spot pricing through this website. All right, anyway, fuck it. Moving on. Dollars, we talked about starting to rally in the oversold position. 50 days been the crutch. Keep an eye on it. TLT, again, I don't necessarily think rates are going higher, right? TLT would go up if that was the case, rates going down. But I'd be watching this area. Again, I mean, there's no certainty here, right? But I'd be watching the 85 level. Seems to be holding here. VIX, as we talked about, was due to bounce. Getting the bounce. As we talked about over the weekend, 20-day. Look where we got to today, right? Opened at the 20-day. Rejection. Now, again, doesn't mean it can't go higher. It's just, again, OPEX, CHOPEX. VIVIX, as we talked about, has bottomed, did bottom, bottoming, right? So, again, is the market due to pull back right now, right tomorrow? I don't know. Again, I'd be watching the 8 and 10 day because it could chop around before it pulls back to the 20-day. Again, this could be the top, or this could be more consolidation before it goes higher. I mean, I don't know. Again, the seasonality of August usually isn't very good. But I mean, what if we're just kind of doing stair-stepping our way up? And again, in a probability-based game, yeah, it's big off the lows. But again, I trade the technicals, right? Like, again, if you do want to short, it's really simple though, right? You have a stop at 627, right? If you're still long, right? Use the 8 and 10 day. Use the 20 day. I don't know. Whatever you, again, this is the thing. Like, someone's selling you what's the best for you. Ultimately, you know how you manage risk. Like, if you're going to lose your shit giving back gains and not being able to harvest them when you should, then you need to take profits. Again, it's all about personality. This is why, again, I love the coaching part, because again, we can help manage, I think the best word is to understand your personality so that you can help manage your trades better. QQQ, same kind of thing. It was, again, we talked about small caps and commodities. My favorite sectors, off the bottom, I mean, the IWM, again, if you zoom out, has been in a consolidation pattern for what seems like almost forever. We're not even at the highs. Again, I like them long-term. DIA, shit, I'm going to skip it. I don't care. Gold. I like gold. We've talked about it. Seasonality of July typically has a bounce. You're getting the bounce. Will we break out? Again, I mean, it's like Bitcoin. Do you want to play the game? I mean, you can buy the dips, right? Like, again, I think that's always like thing if you're in an uptrend, right? And you're consolidating, buy the dips. But do you really want to go nuts until it breaks out? Because here's the thing. What if it goes into a sideways chop pattern? You're like, what are you talking about? I mean, what if it's like this? I mean, this was from September. This is a 6-month chop pattern, right? Here you go, right? March. I mean, I would even say like it didn't really go until August, right? You don't know. And so the breakout makes it the simplest, easiest, best place to buy if you want to go long or dips. Just don't play the middle shit. I'm telling you, that's where guys and gals get destroyed. Silver broke out, right? Good to see. I'm not at really my upside target, but again, I struggle with silver here because, again, not that I don't own it and I don't think long-term it's going higher. It's just these moves, right? They consolidate, right? Like, look where you've come from. Here's April low, 27, up to 35. Again, longer term, and I say this, and I've said this on every video for like the last 2 years, I think if you buy this stuff on dips and you disappear, you'll probably be fine. It's just near term. It gets a little tricky. GDX, again, you want to see the miners breaking out. They're kind of chopping around. GDXJ, right? You want to see this breaking out. All right. AG, again, we've liked AG when it was holding this, like, I don't know, what did you call it? The 5s. Now you're back at old resistance in the 9s, worth a watch. right? We like AEM. Like this has been the leader in the gold sector. It's just consolidating, right? I don't know, right? Look at the silver miners. Like these have been going nuts. All right, nice move, 10 to 15, 16. Not to say it can't go higher, but right, just worth a watch. When you zoom out, you really can see like this area, right around this like 16 area. Again, I could watch this. Let me just pull this out for the folks at home. Like this is just an interesting area. Not to say we can't go higher, right? I think we probably will in time, but it's just one of those ones where I go, okay, well, do I want to chase and press? That's up to you, and that's a personality thing, right? Are you okay? Newmont has broken out, but again, it's the volume's doo-doo and PAAS. Again, I like PAAS a lot. I mean, I think them buying out, which one was it? The Mag Silver? Yeah, Mag. Pretty solid. I think it'll be fine in time. But again, just be careful chasing highs. Again, it's okay buying dips off the highs, but at the highs, got to be careful. Tech, again, this is where I think the best risk-reward shorting is, in my opinion. Chopping around. Taiwan Semi has earnings coming up, breaking to 8 and 10 day. I don't trust it. Again, Micron, we talked about these names, like making lower lows, lower highs. Like that doesn't look bullish to me. Now, again, some might argue, oh, it's a flag, right? Like a flag like in an uptrend. Could be. Just worth an eye on it, right? I personally think semis are way better short than a long here. AMD, again, chopping up against the highs. I think some people are looking at the 150 area possible with the options. Again, I appreciate people dropping that. We'll see what happens. Again, it's all knowledge. It's all information. Is it certainty? No. We talked about this. I mean, oh man, I didn't save. I put a arrow here on Friday that, you know what, keep an eye on this now near term. Again, I still think this is the best short in the market. If you look at market cap and potentialities, right? Like this thing could get liquidated. Not to say that NVIDIA is going out of business, but again, competition's real. When you have to price in the ultimate move in AI, I mean, AI is not going anywhere. It's like Cisco. Like routers didn't go anywhere, right? Like what's going on with NVIDIA? Again, I think it's pricing in, but it doesn't mean it can't go higher. Again, I think the risk reward is the short. We talked about it up here. Now you've hit like a slightly higher high. I'd be watching the highs, right? Like just keep it simple, stupid. I'm one of those people, again, you don't know, right? So if you put 168 in your mind, that's your reference. Goes above it, you're out. And if it goes above it and you're long, cool. SMCI, we talked about this one, breaking the downtrend. Some of the folks in the Discord room identified that. Perfect. Looking pretty solid again at this point. Looks like it's building. High and tight is bullish. If it starts turning over again, raise your stops. Intellectual property, we've talked about this one. I think it's stuck in between the ranges, which it seems to be. AVGO, again, this one's been up pretty nicely. So keep an eye on it. SMH, again, definitely makes sense here to short, in my opinion, with tight stops. Tried to back test and break the 8 and 10 day and then bounce right back. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Again, if you want to short it, people I know are playing the SOX IS. They're buying it at near 7 or shorting Soxel in the 27s. I think both of those make sense. Again, it's just during OPEX and CHOPEX, you might not get the pullback. Keep an eye on it. And the start of earnings, it can be a little tricky. Again, Adobe, this one's been crushed. Not surprised, chopping around. Apple, as I said, this is in the summer of purgatory chop. Needs to get over the 100-day if it really wants to get up to like the 220s, which is always possible. I just think this is going to be a big consolidation pattern. I don't think we are going to new highs anytime soon. If anything, I think we will probably get stuck around the 200-day. Apple's buyback and dividends, all you're really buying here. They don't have any innovation at this point, and I think what's going to happen is you get the summer slowdown in tech. I don't know why this would actually go anywhere during the summer. That's my opinion. Amazon, Bezos selling as fast as he can. Seems to be chopping around, holding up pretty well. Meta, this one we've talked about. I identified the double bottom on that, and that was a beast. Near term, again, chopping around, watching the 20-day again. I'm not going to sit here and say it can't go higher, but I'd just be watching for pullbacks. Like, how does it handle the 700 area? That's what I'd be watching. CRM, again, we talked about this one. Seems to be just consolidating, chopping, got nothing on it. Google holding up near this 180 level. I mean, this is when they announced their like next generation chips and it blew out. But then since then, it's just been nothing. Microsoft, again, we like Mr. Softy when the dollar's going lower, but now it's been on a monster run. That one's, again, not saying these can't go higher. But do you see what I'm saying? Like the risk reward, it's like, okay, this thing goes from 343 to 503. Even a 10% pullback would be normal along the way up. Again, the market didn't have to correct 10%, just some of these names. NDAQ, again, this one's in my bucket list of shorts. I think this one has again, this whole sector is the one, right? Technology. When funds flow, they're not going to be going into it, in my opinion. Again, some names will do okay, but the whole sectors are like the Mag 7, fuck no. MicroStrategy, today's action a little dojiest, right? Like, again, I'm not going to sit here and say that it can't go higher, but when you see double dojis after a decent move up, right? 355 up to 455. Okay, you need it again. It's lagging, right? Like when Bitcoin was making highs in November, it was up in 550. Now you're at 450. Something doesn't seem right here. That's just my warning. Be careful. Netflix, right? This has earnings coming up. Broke the 20-day. I'd love to see a retest. I've talked about that. Roblox, man, holding up pretty damn well. That is a beast. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when you have these straight lines, you do at worst a chop or pull back, right? Like that was healthy, right? Right back to the 200-day, and then boom. Keep an eye on it. CrowdStrike, again, some of these cybersecurity names have pulled back recently. I like them. Wait for, I mean, again, 50-day looks pretty good. What Pan W do? I didn't watch it much today. Yeah, dude, that looks pretty good, right? And you don't have to be a rocket therapist. I'm going to put that one back on the list. Pan W at 186. I mean, that 100, 200-day cross is going to be a bitch to break. Unless it's some really bad news. So worth a watch. Tesla, again, we talked about this. Probably had some bounce going into earnings coming up. If Elon just kind of closes his pie hole for a little bit. Again, Dave Portnoy bought down here in the 293 area. I was really hoping to get more of a retest of the 270s, but again, I mean, you don't know. But now here we go. Look at this freaking conglomeration of moving averages. Oh, brutal. Again, I trade Tesla. Again, I think if you held it long, then you probably will be okay. But man, this could be a big consolidation pattern, right? Like the Apple one. Like what's going to really drive it? Like everyone was talking about autonomous cars. Okay, well, now what? Right? Like, okay. Yeah, we heard about it. We know about it. It's priced in. Uh-oh. Palantir, I mean, this thing cannot. Fucking damn, dude, I'm impressed. Keeps ripping. Again, short at your own risk. If you own it, manage the trades. Insight, again, I think this gets bought out. Again, if you bought this in the mid-50s, feeling pretty good. HIMS, another one, I'm just like, okay, you know, this thing looks like, again, like, I don't even consider like MicroStrategy. I just think it's just had a big up. Now you got to just get what I would consider the chop zone. Again, I think there's no barrier to entry, hence what's a little scary. So your guess is good as mine. I know a lot of people going, oh, HIMS to 100. Okay. Baba. Right, again, here's the one I put on the list today, or this weekend, worth a watch. Right, I like this one. If you can see some 100 area, looking pretty solid in the setup. Right, had a nice backfill. 104 is worth a watch. McDonald's, this one got smashed and now bouncing back. Got to go over 200-day. Starbucks, we talked about this one buying this the 50-day cross. Man, it looks like it's due to consolidate at worst. And it's got earnings coming up. I don't know, man. Airbnb, I'd be watching this one, chopping around. Coinbase seems to be holding up pretty well. Again, on a day, I think this would go much higher on Bitcoin breakout, but we'll see. DKNG, again, I think they're buying out another betting casino. Again, I get it. They're going to consolidate into the biggest online brokerage. It's just, again, at this point, to me, it looks like a trading stock. Sorry. I mean, maybe in the fall. Costco. Yeah, we talked about this. Here you go. Here's like a big name, big up. Now you get the consolidation pattern. I don't know. FedEx. I don't know. Costco, FedEx. Costco is a tough one, right? I like it, but I don't trust it. Costco or FedEx, we talked about this one chopping around. It's way up. XLF, nice bounce today in the financials. Again, earnings coming up. We have BlackRock, Citigroup, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo tomorrow morning. Got a little pullback, worth a watch, right? Hood, we've talked about this one being a boss. You could have bought this down in the freaking 200-day. Again, near term, your guess is as good as mine, right? I don't like to see a little double top action up here, meaning like, oops, wrong button, right? Like I'm not a fan of the retest in Doji without more confirmation, meaning like I need to see higher highs. If not, this could be a double top. It could be a chop pattern. It could be just one of those things where you just frustrates the shit out of you. JP Morgan, again, has earnings coming up tomorrow morning. I don't think you can do much in front of it. Morgan Stanley, Morgan, chopping around, right? Bank of America. Again, these names are all done a mini little pullback going into earnings. Good guess. I don't know. Carry is another one, right? We talked about like Now it's up into some chop zones. And again, not that these things can't go higher. It's just, again, the risk reward now is to consolidate or down. Hopefully that's simple. Again, it can be wrong, but that's the idea. XBI, we talked about this one in the mid 60s. Congrats. Here comes the 200-day. Please harvest some gains here. Not to say they can't go higher, but manage your position. Jets has been holding up pretty damn well, right? And housing, right? Like, I don't trust housing at all, but it got to bounce. Again, I just don't overthink the market, right? Try to do what it's doing. Know that it's going to try to take the most amount of money from the most amount of people and confuse the shit out of you. If you feel confused, then cool. Welcome to humility. XLB, again, I get confused all the time. I don't know the answer. I don't know. I can't possibly know. And the more I search for the answer, the irony is the less I'll find. Right? You go digging through the internet. Good luck finding a real answer. Right? You just got to learn to trust your instincts and be okay with being wrong. Probability-based game. You can still lose with pocket aces. Again, XLB, we talked about this one buying at the 100-day. Looks fine to me. A consolidative pattern would be fine by me. Dow, we talked about, again, all these names. Look for pullbacks. All of them, right? CE, I mean, look at these 2-3% pullbacks. How deep? I mean, that's going to be the hardest part is how deep they are. You don't know. Deere's been Caterpillar up back at the highs. Deere chopping at the highs. Again, we like these names. Nucor said, I mean, it's really tough to chase it here, but again, any pullback worth a watch. IIN, again, here's a name that had a nice run. Here's a consolidation pattern now making new highs. See if we can follow through. VALE, again, I just put this on my list. I'd be watching. Again, I mean, near term, it's a very easy idea, right? With a stop, I'd be watching this, I don't know, 970 area. Arrow again, I'm starting to reload a little bit here. In the 4s, could it get back down to 12 or 13? Yeah, absolutely. Right, like there's no guarantee. Worth a watch, though. Again, definitely worth a watch, right? Like just put these on. Again, will they move? And the thing, if the market pulls back, this is where they'll be very interesting to see. Does money rotate into commodities? Or does money rotate into bonds and treasuries? Or does it go into both and it just says, all right, the old leaders get left in the dust? Again, it could be temporary, it could be the top, who knows? FQVLF, again, we talked about the 10, nice move up. SCEO, again, we like the copper names, not surprising, pull back. Right, 20 days been, right, 109 and 99. Again, I'd be watching for that gap fill, right? Just keep it simple, stupid. 200 day and a gap fill, like if you get that, slap your grandma or wake up, probably put a trade in, put a tight stop, keep it simple, stupid. FCX, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Any major pullbacks, right? Like that's what you're hunting for. URNJ, again, we like the nuke space. Look at that building again. Oklo, again, if you've been following in the Discord when we talked about buying this between 52 and 54 at the fibs, congratulations. Again, I took some profit here around the mid 59s. And again, I've got the rest teed up for this. Now, again, I will be looking for pullbacks because again, if the momentum's coming back, here you go, breaking the volume, meaning like, look at what happened since the highs. The volume has been dying, right? Essentially, now you break out with accelerated volume. Could it go back to the highs? Absolutely. So again, any weakness, buy it. If you want with a stop, tighten it up. Again, no guarantee, but like the setup. CCJ, again, we talked about how the nuke names have just been badass. They've been holding up. CF, chopping around, right? Mosaic, right? Chopping around. NTR, again, all these names looking for pullbacks. They look fine. SQM, there's another one that looks good, right? On any massive pullback, right? And I don't know the right price. I mean, you could pull the trigger here at the 200-day, but does it need to go back to 36s? I don't know. This is where it gets hard. AA did pull the trigger on this one. They have earnings coming up, so I went small. But it pulled back today, right? It goes from 32 down to 29.20. I mean, again, 10% pullback real quick. Earnings are on Wednesday, so be careful of that. Again, I can't go all in before earnings. That'd be silly. But again, I like it. I mean, when you zoom out, you go, look at you come from, where did you go? I mean, again, these names have been absolutely pummeled. It makes sense, right? Rotation, Kalu, right? Here we go. Another aluminum name, just cranking it. MP, again, if you've been in the rare earth metals, you're welcome. We talked about that as a huge opportunity. Talked about the pullback there, talked about the pullback there. God damn it. I love it when it's that simple. The RMX, again, we talked about this one, right? Like such an easy trade. Now, near term, you're getting up into these ranges. Again, I would be watching what happens up in the 50s. But you zoom out, you see where we come from. You're welcome. Just, again, manage your trades. Manage your trades. TMC, again, people were watching the same thing, watching this at 6, boom, all of a sudden, pop. Cliff, again, I like this one on pullbacks. I just don't have anything bad to say. Just watch what happens. Again, you can expect intraday pullbacks. This is what's crazy. Sometimes you get these fast, wild pullbacks. They make no sense. Oil, worth a watch, right? UNG, we talked about natural gas was up today. Again, we'll see what happens here. I mean, we talked about if you wanted to go long UNG, I'd rather short of the KLD. Oh, sorry, that's the boil. If you got the KLD around 30, feeling pretty good about it, right? XOP, as I said, like I feel like it should break the trend, but I'm watching, right? Like just keep an eye on it, right? MPC, I will say I saw a little bit of, I don't know, these pro gaps down make me a little, because they could be pro. Start of a down move. Now, how deep? Like again, it could just be a couple points, but it's a little nerve-wracking, especially when gasoline names typically lead oil, right? It's like the miners leading for gold, right? Worth a watch. ExxonMobil, names chopping around. BP, we said this is a buyout target. You bet your ass at some point Shell will probably buy them, right? They've been talking about this forever. Worth a watch. Occidental, again, Uncle Warren's not going to lose on this name, but near term, again, I just praying for pullbacks. Devin, right? Praying for pullbacks. Right, I'll take all of them. Apache, right? All these names. I mean, just took some profit last week near the highs and like, okay, cool. Let's run it. I hope it pulls back. This is what's going to be hard. It's not always going to be the same. It's not going to be simple. However, again, based on seasonality, where the market's at, the best case scenario for this stuff is that ultimately all money that gets pulled out of the market goes into commodities. And worst case, it chops around if the market pulls back. Like that's what again, the risk reward just is in your favor. You have to think about the mindset. Again, I forgot solar, damn it. Lyondale base, chopping around. Again, here, let's get into solar here. Because again, some of these are looking pretty similar. Interesting. TAN's been high and tight. We've talked about this, right? Some of these names popping, chopping around. Near term, again, I don't know. I like First Solar a lot here. A lot. Worth a watch here, right? Again, I think this one has the poof. HYG, again, corporate debt was holding up pretty well today. All right, sorry, we'll go back to the oil names. Again, Apache, definitely like this one. I don't know what the right price is. In my head, the first support is always kind of these big candle bottoms. Right, that's where when I saw it down here in the 18s, I was like, ooh, I think it was 17. No, I think it got, no, whatever. 17, 18 area. Like that to me, I was like, ooh, excited. Because again, these big candles and these gaps, like, I mean, this is a tractor beam. And again, institutions are going to defend their positions, right? Look where all the volume is. Lyondale base, again, same kind of thing. Looking for pullbacks. CVE, right? Looking for pullbacks. It might not get them. EQT, look at this, finally got some like nice bounce. And this thing is, again, if you zoom out, like it looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Look, a long-term base with a breakout. Last but not least, Flex LNG. Right? Basing, chopping. We'll see what happens here. So again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I appreciate it. Again, if you are curious about, what's going on, how we do this, again, jump in the Discord room. Please be involved. If you are, involved and you want to say thanks, again, donate. Appreciate it. Again, someone sent me $20. I thought that was really cool. Just again, as a thank you. And again, I don't know how much money they made. I just love to know that you guys are doing well. So leave a comment, heart, share. If you want to donate, cool. It's not required, but I do appreciate it. And maybe in time, I might go private with some of the stuff and do like a private only Discord part of it. I don't know. I just don't really care that much. Again, it's just trading to trade and trying to help people win. And again, if you're doing a real estate deal, you need help with the mindset. Because again, I promise you right now, when your mindset's different, the market becomes much easier. It's easier. Again, when you don't have emotions overrunning your brain, right? So it's a connection of heart and brain. If your emotions are flooding your brain, cortisol, adrenaline, and next thing you know, you can't think clearly, that's the problem. How you get out of that is what we can help you with. So again, appreciate all love, support. You guys have a wonderful evening. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, your PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.